Princess, we were just shopping online looking for something that we could use to measure our loudness.
About to get one free.
Checking loudness for the streaming services.
Have you even tried the stock tools that came with Cubase?
Cubase has tools already?
Oh, good God.
Dear me, I believe that you all need just a little bit more supervision. Blah, 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 blah.
Supervision is a professional toolkit for monitoring and analyzing audio signals and is one of the stock plugins that comes with Cubase 12. It first arrived in Cubase 11, but hasn't really been mentioned much with all the hubbub of the new features that showed up in version 12. Each instance of Supervision can be split vertically, as I've done here, or horizontally to reach a maximum of 9 panels. But you can run multiple instances. Now let's turn the new panel from the default signal level display into a stereo view meter. Now let's take those stereo meters and consolidate them into a 1 meter mono mix like this. Many of the other visualizations have these added options as well when it makes sense. On the bottom right here is a level histogram. A histogram generally shows the distribution of samples. This one displays a histogram for the peak or the RMS value of the input level, depending on how you have it set up in the module settings. Now that rounds out the 3 signal modules. And we're moving on to measurement. We have the loudness module pulled up on the bottom left. Here you can see how loud a signal is in loudness units. On the top left, we have another histogram, this time displaying either the loudness or the loudness ratio value, once again depending on how you set the module settings. Top right, we have the loudness ratio module. On the bottom right, we start on the spectral modules with the spectrum curve. This one uses the fast Fourier transform to create a frequency graph, good for real-time analysis. The second panel from left on the bottom is the spectrum bar module, a visualizer that separates the signal into frequency bands. Clicking this gear icon will bring up the options for whatever module is currently selected. The buttons at the top of the options windows are common to all modules. On the left, you can reset all the settings to default. The second button is a toggle that goes between lit up, which means you're optimized for maximum audio performance, or it's not lit up, optimizing for a sample accurate display. You're basically saying either make my audio perfect or make the visuals on this visualizer perfect. With the third toggle button lit up, warnings will be enabled that put a red frame around modules when they can't keep up. Continuing on our module rundown, on the left we have the spectrum intensity module. The brighter a bar is lighting up, the higher the magnitude of that frequency. On the right is the Spectrum Keyboard module, which seems to be pretty much the same as the last module, except the frequencies are mapped onto a piano keyboard for easy identification. On the bottom left, we have the Spectrogram module. This is another way to monitor frequencies and is good for visually revealing noise. At the bottom right, we just added the chromogram, which oddly always looks like it has secret codes and glyphs writing in it, especially on heavy medication. This projects the audio onto 12 bins, representing the semitones in an octave. Second panel from the left up top is the PHASESCOPE module, which uses a vector scope to display the phase and amplitude relationship between the left and right channels, giving you directional information about the signal. Top right is the PANORAMA module, which mimics the previous PHASESCOPE but uses a polar coordinate display. Like the PHASESCOPE, the PANORAMA also provides directional information. Second from the left on the bottom is the MULTIPANORAMA, which provides directional information by frequency. On the bottom right, we have the correlation module, which shows the phase correlation between the left and right channel. This can help you see if a stereo recording will work out in mono. Now I have a heap of supervisions all piled up here on my main stereo bus in a mostly unrealistic usage pattern. But remember, you can insert this plugin anywhere. One great usage of supervision is to put one before an effect on a signal chain and one after, and then monitor them both while the effect is on. This is the multicorrelation module, which visualizes phase correlation between left and right for different frequency bands. Closing up the phase category is the balance module, which shows the balance between the left and right channels. First up in the waveform category, on the bottom right, is the oscilloscope module. It's a waveform visualizer with a bunch of settings to zero in on exactly what you're looking for. So as things slow down here, you might ask, Joe, why are we looking at all this visual stuff? And the thing is, you can't always trust your ears. And there are a number of reasons for this. One of them is just simply being tired. Your body can pull processing power from your hearing for other things. If you'd like to know more about why you can't trust your ears, I left you an article below. On the top right of most module settings panels are two buttons which can force the display for that panel vertical or horizontal. The SPECTRAL also has some really fun and funky color options, great for making videos. We're turning on the WAVESCOPE module, which displays real-time waveform data. We're in the home stretch here, wrapping up the waveform modules. We have the WAVECIRCLE. This one is the same as the WAVESCOPE, except in a circle. I have trouble getting anything out of this one. I think it's more for fun than anything. And last, but certainly not least, tucked away under other modules, all by itself, we have the time module. I hope that tip inspires you to look at your music a little more deeply, a little more often, a little bit each day. Make stronger magic along the way. See you in a few days.